Well, hello there. I'm terrible at intros. Funny story time thing. Henry, yeah. Okay, so you know that server that I was playing on, Alinea, right. Um, so I'm not banned on there anymore, but I will say I can't play on there anymore. Essentially, there's Southside, right? Everybody remembers Southside. Great place, right? The owner of that server didn't like Southside because we'd started doing some renovations. We started working on the place. We started making it better. It was me and five other people, including Ghost, and then there was the other four, which included Turtle, sadly. But we started working on the place, right? And it was looking good. We got a rent building that looked really nice. We got what was it? We got districts set up. We got all these nice things set up and ready to go. We had governors, which were basically like there was five districts, and then there was like government property, which was like the town hall and stuff. Obviously, we didn't mess with that, but there was districts, and everybody got elected to run their district. Some of us fairly, some of us turtle bribed people and fought with the other people that were running against us. But we had an election, and the only way you could run for your district is if you lit or the district you wanted to is if you lived there. We somewhat gerrymandered the districts together, but also it doesn't matter because it's Minecraft and geopolitics and all that don't matter. Well, in that server they did a little bit too much. Basically, we got everything all set up, and as soon as Southside started becoming, profitable, looking nice, and organized, nice. The server owner didn't like that because he also ran a town, or in that server they're called provinces, right? He ran his own place. We were becoming competition. In that bout of hope, a little twinkle in his eye, he went, these guys in the past, they were little troublemakers at times. Some of them would punch people without consent, which you needed people to say yes to punch them. You needed people to say yes. If you punch somebody without them verbally telling you, hey, you can punch me, you could get in trouble for that. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I play Minecraft and I'm playing with my friends, I have a tendency to walk up to them and just randomly punch them for fun, right? Everybody does that. You give them a little tap, you give them a little woo, and it was funny. But no, people could get you in trouble for it, all right? And there's some people, Turtle, who kept getting in trouble for stuff like this, right. And so what did the owner do? There's only certain people that were in trouble for this stuff. There's people doing PvP without consent. They're causing issues. They're getting unwhitelisted because of it. Turtle. Who should we pin all this toxicity and blame on? Oh, I know who. Ghost, the runner of the province. He that makes sense. He's not problematic. He's like one of the most likable people on the server, and he hasn't had any issues himself. It's just like some of his governors that are also kind of his friends. They're the ones that have problems. Let's pin it all on him, and from there, it just all hell broke loose. We had binging in one corner, ran by Binero. Binging, Binero, who would have guessed? And then we had Southside in the other corner, and that was Ghost. That was him. It was Artees, but Artees, he's a nerd. He decided to go serve in the armed forces or something. I don't know. He decided to make use of himself instead of playing a block game and getting filthy rich. So it was Ghost, right? And Mr. Bonero, he didn't like Southside, mainly because Artees started it, and Artees used to hire interns. Yeah, he hired interns. He just didn't pay them, and that's not a good thing in some places. He didn't like Artis because of that, and also because Artis was he was also competition. Artis ran this little eensy weensy tiny little island called Arasaka, and it was booming. It was competing with everything. It was one man plus like a couple people he met along the way, and they were beating up the server administration when they were trying to take him down one by one. They made him sign some terrible treaty whenever he started Southside that was basically nothing good for him and everything good for Bonero, but it was just funny because it was content. And then eventually they got like so heated. We thought it was jokes in the Southside community, but apparently the others and the Benjing, which was Benton at the time, it's always been Ben something. But the people over in Benton at that time, they were so heated about the beef between Southside and Benton that they decided to have a whole on tournament. It was PvP and it was consensual, so nobody got in trouble. And they had the best fighters from each side come in. And Ghost, he's friends with this tiny little YouTuber. You might know him. His name's Will. And so yeah, we have Will fight for Southside, and then he assassinated Bonero, which I thought was really funny.
And Bonero! And I'm banned.
As I was saying, it was really funny, but Bonero didn't like that. He didn't think it was funny. He didn't like that. So what did he do? He got the video taken down in Germany. And Bonero's not happy about it because he thought that he was going to win. And so whenever Will started cooking him, he left and he went back to Benjing, or Benton at the time. And then Will did his thing and he assassinated Bonero. But you know, that's just a teensy weensy detail. And Bonero didn't like Southside at all after that. And it was always Southside's this, Southside's that, Southside's this, that, the other. No good, no bueno. Get him out of here. Be gone. Have at the, I don't know. It was mainly, how can we get rid of this place? But at that time, it didn't matter because Southside was broke. Well, they weren't broke, but they weren't profitable. They weren't making any money. They were charging exorbitant prices for the Southside place, right? And Ghost, being the kind guy he was, he wanted to make sure Southside was for everybody. He wanted to make sure that this place could be given to someone who was dirt poor, living in a cardboard box, and they could live on it. So he didn't increase the rent that much. He didn't do it unless he was literally going into deficit, which sometimes he almost did. But as far as I'm aware, from what Bonero himself said, they didn't go into deficit. They were really close though. That was Uptown and Alton Potato Jeremyburg, whatever the fuck it's called now. Southside was poor, alright? So Bonero wasn't worried about it. He went on about his day. He cracked jokes at the expense of Southside's residents, also known as South Cityans, the goats. And, you know, we didn't think anything of it. And then like a year passed. Maybe not a year. It was like 3 or 4 months. And then the governor stuff, the rent price increase, the districts, everything, all within the span of like 2 weeks. We started having town hall meetings. You know how monumental that is? Southside hasn't ever had a town hall meeting. They just randomly announced shit and went, hey, you should come to it and you should debate as a citizen. And me, being a person who used to live in Benjing, sadly, I was astonished. I was like, wow, this place is great. And I get to run a district. Definitely not get a power trip on this. And it was amazing. I had moved to Southside immediately. I actually lived there first, and then I went to Benjing, and then I went back to Southside because Benjing really wasn't all that. They did all these improvements. We worked our asses off. I personally worked for like 10 hours on top of already working a full-time job every single day for like 2 weeks. My girlfriend yelled at me about being on Minecraft so much. That's how you know it was bad. And then they announced the Southside Purge. So what is the Southside Purge? Okay, so basically, it was the administration saying, fuck you. There's no other way to say it, guys. It literally was a staff-only decision. No players were told about this until the announcement was made in the chat. that Southside was gonna get deleted in like a week. They didn't tell any of us on the Southside, like government. They didn't tell Ghost. They didn't tell any of us. And things were heating up right before that. You know, we thought Ghost was gonna get banned. We thought Turtle was not gonna have anything happen to him because it's fucking Turtle. We thought all this shit was gonna happen. You know, shit was hitting the fan. We started getting like, you know, we were getting it done. We got the districts, governors, and everything elected. And then within 2 weeks of that, once Bonero realized we were picking our feet up and moving them out the mud, getting our boots off the ground, he was like, "Oh hell no, we can't have this." And so he started his former retaliation, the Southside Purge. Now, what was the purge? It's a purge. Whatever you think of it as. You know, the Purge movies. Yeah, basically just the Purge movies. I can't think of any other examples. People were allowed to break into other people's houses without consent or any sort of staff intervention and steal stuff. All right, and their solution to this is they were gonna reset it. They're gonna regenerate the chunks before people had actually built on it back to like humanity state. That way they could just rebuild and erase Southside. Whenever the Southside Purge got announced, I was rightfully angry. I was in that Discord thread, which totaled almost 1,300 messages in like a day. It was a long day. All right. I just got out of work. I messaged Ghost in the governor chat. I was like, "Hey, you see this?" And he was like, "Oh." And we didn't have anything we could do about it. We sat there in the thread. We were like, why are we doing this? Who decided on this? They wouldn't give us nothing. They didn't say who voted on it. If there was even a vote, we got all of our info from various insights. So anyways, I was very vocal about my unhappiness for this. You know, no disrespect to Mike, but I didn't want him to lead Southside because he already was part of Uptown and he was part of staff. Southside was the only non-staff run province, ran only by the players, and it was super good at it. For rules that were basically made to fuck over Southside, we did good. Ghost did a great job running it for like the 6 or 7 months that he did it by himself after RTs went, "It's yours, go for it, bud." He did a good ass job. Southside Purge announced. Me, I'm talking my shit in the thread. I essentially said word for word, bar for bar, "I don't respect y'all's decision. This is dumb." And even though Mike is the leader as appointed by you guys, I'm just not going to listen to that. And Bonero basically said, "Well, one of our rules is you have to listen to staff decisions no matter what." Which, I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit like, you know, a certain little something, you know, like I don't want to name it out loud, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And I got unwhitelisted. I didn't get banned. I just got unwhitelisted. Now, how long is that unwhitelist for? He told me and other people to the public that I could just reapply because I wasn't directly involved in anything. I was just very outspoken about my disbelief in the situation. But in private, as told by some of my intel gatherers, they told me that I was not to be whitelisted under any circumstances, as said by Bonero and some super secret staff chats that I obviously can't see because I wasn't staff. I figured that was it. It was wraps. I already got unwhitelisted. The purge was in a week. All hell was breaking loose, and I was on the sidelines. I couldn't do shit. I just had to sit there and watch the other governors panic. Somehow Turtle still isn't banned. Literally like half of the council is banned, except for him. How the fuck does that work? I'm pissed. It was a long week. We spent hours in Discord chats coordinating, planning, plotting, scheming. We were pissed. All of Southside, all of the like 40 of us, and even some outsiders like this cool guy named Double Olo who lived on an island or had a business called Costco. Super successful business. He had a whole island for it called Skulkenberg because his thing's Skulk. He was even helping us. He was currently partnered with Southside on a tunnel or something. I don't know. We were working on some underground railroad system, and I think we were going to connect Skulkenberg and Southside. I never really got an input on that, and I don't remember it happening because it was happening after or before we became governors. So that was like a Ghost and him deal, so we didn't really know what was happening. But either way, they were partnered, and Dub was rightfully also very annoyed. Now, he wasn't as annoyed as us because he's Skulkenberry. He had Costco. He still had everything he had. So he didn't have to worry about anything. He could have just tucked his tail and dipped. But nah, he helped us scheme a little bit. He didn't really like do the scheming, but he was just kind of there like, yes, this is a good idea. And no, this would get us in lots more trouble. But anyways, Southside, South Cityans, the people that live there, not the rich binging people that just moved in there and like claimed some residence to say that they were South Cityans. You know, they were mad. They were pissed. We were in the group chats. We were saying some hurtful things about people who live in binging, mainly Benero, nobody else, because he's really the only issue besides like a couple of people. I don't know how that's progressed, so I'm not gonna say anything. We were mad. We were pissed. All right. We were plotting. We were devising like how we could trap these binging raiders, how we could get them into people's houses and have TNT minecarts that would blow up and destroy all their stuff since they're taking ours. And then we came up with the bright idea. Well, not I didn't come up with this bright idea, but one of the other governors went, "Why don't we just move our stuff and destroy our houses? They're not going to have anything to raid. They're just going to be so bored. They're going to come over there fully kitted out, ready for like an all-out brawl, gladiator style, and nothing's going to happen." And Benero was not happy about this because it happened. We got rid of everything except for the town hall because, well, actually, we got rid of the town hall. We got rid of everything. We moved all the items out except for like one house because they were inactive. I still don't remember who it was. He was not happy about it. He did not like that Southside was super active about this. He was hoping that everybody would leave immediately and not do anything about it. But no, Southside was strong. They pulled together. We got it done. We started moving stuff in and out of there like a shipping company. We were getting it done. And he didn't like that. So what did he do? He unwhitelisted people that moved there. He unwhitelisted or made people pay a fine if they moved their stuff out of Southside and broke down their houses. And then he rolled back all the progress. That way there was still loot. And rumors are he even put some loot in there, but that one's just a rumor. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. He was undoing everything that the Southside people had come together to do. And this was like 2 days before the purge. People just spent 5 days like rallying, breaking stuff down, moving stuff, putting it in other people's houses across several other provinces, puppet state or not. I mean, people were rightfully angry. And that turned into a whole hellstorm. And after the Southside purge happened, nothing major happened. It turns out that he didn't roll it back far enough. He probably declared it as his own victory because, you know, all the toxic people were gone. That was his main goal anyways. He wanted the quote-unquote toxic people, which are reality just of the people that didn't agree with him all the time. And so we didn't agree with him on everything, like the puppet states did. And obviously Uptown didn't, but they were always in deficit and being saved, so he kind of already had leverage on them. But Southside, he had no leverage on them. They were self-sufficient. We were popping off. I keep saying they like I wasn't part of Southside. We were self-sufficient. We were popping off. We had everything going very well for us. And there was nothing he could do except for try to bring it all down through godly intervention. He got rid of all the main players of Southside and hoped that everybody else would just roll on their bellies and either disappear or fall in line. And that's where Zuleika comes in. It's really great.
Right. No, this is a nice. This
is a quality
Oh,
bridge.
we have a little bit of block here. Blockade, if you will.
Oh, now this is where it gets sketchy. This gets sketchy.
No.
And how did
Literally
they...
they just placed planks into the side of that mountain.
Yeah, I fear that's not stable.
Yeah, that's like a diving board.
You gave birth to a black baby.
What?
Bro is
What?
Bro is not the father.
What
Bro
on
is
earth?
not the father.
What did we
Bro
just
is
show
not
up
the
to?
father.
What?
They're both
is not the
There's
They're
work that
having
needs to be done.
guys.
issues.
They're both white, and they just gave birth to a black.
He
Oh
is
my
not
God,
the
he's
father.
not the
Hell
father.
No,
Did we
bro.
choose the correct kingdom
I
here? I
feel
can
like you
conquer.
aren't realizing that your boyfriend's cheating on
Oh,
you.
hell no,
I don't
bro.
care
What
if my
the
boyfriend
fuck?
cheats on me.
Hey, yo!
Oh my god.
What?
That is a
Take that
wild
out of
statement.
take that out of context, just for a second,
Shit.
please.
Hold on, wait, look.
outside.
goodness.
Let's
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
Embrace.
Did you bring an umbrella?
I have just the
Mushroom, how the fuck do you say the name of this place?
Step back.
Embrius. It's
Embrace.
not that hard.
Oh,
now.
oh.
Guys, there's a creeper.
So
guys,
if you actually bomb this place, it's
guys,
$7,000
guys,
fine.
guys.
okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
My tent!
Oh
My
no.
tent!
My cabbages.
No!
It's not my fault. Yeah.
Alright,
Karma-
alright.
Karma really
Somebody
is a
owes me a
bitch.
lot of money.
Can I come in?
No. Never.
Heimdall, I'll put you 25,000 this time.
No, please. I'll take off the mask. Fine.
That's what
I'll
the
take-
mask
Mask
is.
is.
That's what
That's
the
what
Oh,
the
okay. Oh my
No.
god.
No.
Oh, God.
Can I come in? Can I please come in?
No, midget.
What did I do?
You're a midget.
Midget.
No midgets here.
You're the one who asked me to be here. You
So-
specifically
that was
came
so
to me
hateful.
and said you should come.
I said no midgets allowed, Heimdall. We're having a very non-midget conversation up here. Now be a good midget and go to your hobbit hole.
I hate the shorts.
Stop midgeting around.
You made me do this.
Yo, Sage. Pinch me if I'm wrong, but isn't Noodles kind of on the shorter side? That was not me.
Noodles is average height. We're all just freakishly tall.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, it's just average. Yeah, it's average.
Midget!
Midget ass! Come on, we gotta
Guys,
It's
move.
crowded around the trapdoor.
You
Get his ass!
midget!
Get his ass! Get his ass! Get his ass!
Put the
I ran
midget on a
into
pike!
arrows.
Oh fuck, what the fuck?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
My
So who
my
has
my
messed up?
my species
That's
has
what the point of the
have
mask
evolved.
is.
Wait,
to
Turtle's
evolve.
a
I've
furry,
used
bro?
autism to evolve the tails
Yo,
of the
okay,
ocean.
okay. I feel like we can make one exception here. We ban all furries. So we ban Turtle.
I'm not a furry.
Turtle's not a furry, he's a scaly.
Yeah.
Same thing, tomato, bro. It's just cosplaying as a fucking animal.
Bro, I'm not.
Shut up, furry!
That's crazy.
Turtle, do you turtle noise? Turtle, do you turtle?
Turtle, what does a turtle make sound like?
Bro, he told me to kill him.
Oh, fatal left, right is her battle launch.
What a
Is my head
loser.
actually that fucking big? Holy shit!
Yes, dude, you look like you got the
I made it.
exercise.
I made my skin in like that one fucking server
Did
skin
you like
maker.
forget that
the free one.
underlayers exist? I mean, most
Oh.
of them are free. Yeah, you just only did on overlayers.
Oh,
Wait, so the server's public?
I low key want to get a new
no,
skin.
no, it's
I'm
about
gonna
to be in like
I'm
3
gonna find a new
seconds.
skin.
Alright, 3,
Actually, please don't kill me.
2,
1.
1.
Happy New Year!
Happy birthday!
Woo!
No one's
Let's all
fucking
kill
birthday.
Turtle in
Fuck
celebration.
Yeah, get his ass!
Get his ass!
Get his
Hey,
ass!
no,
Whoa!
the region rules state you cannot go in my house without permission.
Oh,
No one
oh.
gives
Dude,
a
we're
shit.
already
It's not.
murdering someone. We might as well.
This is like the government coming into your house for a search warrant. This is like Los Angeles all over again.
Because, yeah, the only thing I know about Undertale is that one, like, fan song.
I don't even want to know, but
I
Yeah.
don't want to know either. You probably searched up the wrong Undertale.
No,
Under a
like,
tail.
the skeleton people, right?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of. You should play it
Hey,
though,
Ghost,
Turtle. It's actually
Ghost.
really good.
Is it free?
I've never played.
No,
Undertale.
it's
No.
it's like $2.
I've never
you get
played
Yeti to buy
Undertale,
it for
I'm
me?
not gonna lie.
Yeah, for $2? How broke are you?
Brother, okay, and it's not that okay, do you consider $20 broke?
Yes.
Okay, but like a lot, people owe me lots of money. It's more of
I just don't believe you, dude.
Well, my
Actually,
mom-
it's ten.
I
It's
don't
just
believe you.
$10. I got it for $2 when it was on sale.
Where's the one from over here? Why are you bringing him? You're such a terrible person.
I'm running away. I'm running away. Okay. Oh fuck! There's no. I can't go that way.
There's a shrieker up
smart.
there. Mine, turtle, mine! Mine! Why is there water?
Go, 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 go!
Go! Move! You're such a terrible fucking friend. Oh my god.
Oh fuck! I mean, yeah, fair, but like, it doesn't matter.
For
You
real?
could live in the fucking middle of nowhere anywhere.
Exactly. So you probably live in the middle of nowhere.
So,
I live-
no,
I
Sage,
live in
no,
one-
no, Fatal, that proves the point that what state I live in does not matter.
Yeah, I live in one of the biggest cities, right? So no shit, 14-year-olds are easily hired here.
I live in a decently populated area, I would say, I think. I don't know. I haven't really left this area. I don't think I've left the country like a couple times, but that was to go to like Virginia. That was like it.
You
That's
left the
not
country. You left
Oh,
the country
no.
to go to a
I
state.
meant state. I meant state. I meant state.
Say, put that in quotes. Put that in the quote section.
3:30. I am tired.
The only time I've been outside the country was to go to Virginia.
I'm tired.